Hello, friends. I'm back in the saddle, doing what I do best. Um, and today I have a guest, my friend Gina. I'm gonna tell her story. So, where do I start? First of all, this situation with Major Hype is like so crazy. Did y'all watch Babsy's live last night? Yo, she handled him like Shorty actually took a turmeric shot because she knew she was gonna be sore from tearing him a new one, and she did not disappoint. Miss Girl had receipts. She made songs. I'm a lieutenant colonel. Yo, the whole Caribbean world was rocked. Like, I remember where I was when I saw that video. Completely crazy. But on a serious note, a lot of the things that she touched on, I want to talk about it. It really upset me. I understand that, it's a comedian thing and it was funny and it was entertaining. But on a serious note, like, he beat this girl up. Kirby's her name. Like, he beat her up. And then I didn't see his live, but according to my friends and stuff, they said that he went up there like crying and saying he had a like a cardiac episode or something like that. And the girl was a slut or something. She was sleeping around. Never once, I'm told, never once in the video does he actually apologize and say, hey, this happened, that happened. We work past our differences. Never once. He's just attacking the girl character. Now, here's the reason why. Again, it was the whole thing with Babsy. It was funny, but let's be real. Like, that is typical narcissistic behavior. Typical narcissistic behavior. I sit there and I listen to this and I'm watching this thing, Gina, and I can't believe like just how it's like cookie cutter. It's like, when you do training for work and then they show you a video and it's like a dramatization, and then they stop the video and they say, what should Bob do? Should he A, B? And then it's like, this doesn't happen in real life. And then it happens and it's like, yo, I know this. I know what I'm supposed to do here. It's like that. When you see a narcissist that you didn't know was a narcissist being narcissistic, it's like, oh, it's like poetry in motion. This reminded me, and I know I keep on bringing it up, but I really have to shine a light on domestic violence and the lies that people are spreading. I was just talking to my cousin Willis, and she was saying to me, she said, you know what's funny about Major Hype? I said, what's that? She said, he sits there, he's talking bad about these women. He's making up lies saying his father chopped his mom with a cutlass and all these different things. But every single character that he got famous, his comedic characters, they're all women. He's using these fictional, made up, Caribbean female characters. That's what your little empire is being built off of women. And then you turn off the computer and you turn off the live and you go and you beating up your girlfriend. Wow. And then when it comes to light, you're calling a girl a whore and saying all these things. And as I'm listening to Babsy, I realize like, yo, this really, we need to shine a light on the men that do this. So you know who I'm about to talk about. So let's go back to my ex-husband. That's right. You already know. And listening to the story, his recent thing is that I'm keeping the family away from the children. This is his it's always something with him, but you know that's not the deal. Not at all. He's come to our job and taken my kids home from the job. Like, knock it off. Stop it. So one particular day that just stands out in my mind. There's a virtual baby shower that, for the baby you didn't know about, is today at 4. And my kids are going to use my laptop and go to the virtual baby shower. I did get a nice little gift. It's from the children. That's their family. They need to be involved in their family. But I know it's not true, but I have to shine a light, because when I'm being attacked and I'm being disrespected, it's on a large scale. So I'm going to snap back on a large scale. Babsy, you give me life. Here we go. So there I was. It was Thanksgiving 2017, I want to say. And we went to New York for Thanksgiving or something. I think it was Thanksgiving, whatever. So we drive up in my truck. It's me, my ex-husband, my mom, and my 3 kids. And we drive up to New York. We drop my mom off at a friend of hers and continue on to the ex-husband family. When we go up there to them, what happened? I left to go and see my father's side of the family. Okay? So I took my kids with me and I went to go and see my dad. And when I got done seeing my daddy, I came back to the in-laws' house. When I got back to the in-laws' house, my ex-husband uncle was there. Now, he was on the phone, okay? And I don't want to be rude. Someone's on the phone. You don't say anything to them. They're on the phone. So I didn't pay him any attention. He's on the phone. He's on the phone for like a good 30, 40 minutes. Now, I know that the grandmother was having some health issues. His mom is having some health issues. So I didn't think it was appropriate to say, have a side conversation about someone's health. You know what I mean? So I was waiting for him to get off the phone to have a conversation with him. So I went to the restroom and come back out. And like I said, a good 30 minutes had gone by. And he had finally come off the phone. So he says to me, he says, oh, so you just come in people's house and don't speak? Mind you, his uncle, there's a huge gap between the uncle and the father. The uncle's like 2 years older than me. Poppy, who you talking to? Watch how you talking to me. Seriously. You don't know me like that. You don't know me like that. So I was like, well, sir, I was already here and this is not your house. But since you have now removed the phone from your face, how are you? How's your mom? Everything okay? Oh, you don't just walk in people's house and not speak. I'm like, sweetie, listen. All right. What you want? What you want to reach around? What's up? All right, Mr. President. Like, I'm trying to make light of it to calm the situation down. And he just keeps going. And now it's getting weird. So the sister-in-law is there and it feels weird. And the brother-in-law is there and he's not saying anything. And the mother-in-law is sitting there and she's not saying anything. The father-in-law is sitting there and he's not saying anything. And my ex-husband is sitting there and he's not saying anything. And this guy's like, I'm being accosted. I'm being completely accosted and attacked. And all these grown people are sitting there and they're not saying anything. Oh, I like how you did my nephew in Hawaii and you were sleeping around on him. Yes. So I was like, oh, shirts is off, titties is out. This is how we giving it up. Now I was on the Henny too, because I had just left my father's affair with his family. So I was like, oh, that's the type of time when you on? Yo, gloves came off. I'm like, first of all, why are you worried about me? What, you gonna beat me up like you beat up your baby mother? You gonna beat me like you beat her? I'm not her. I'm gonna fight you back. Oh, and you lie and say my nephew hit you. My nephew never hit you, and he let you get away with a lot in Hawaii, and he just going off. He is really reading me for dirt. Yo, everybody sitting there, they're not saying anything. Mind you, my kids are in the room overhearing this. Very small Brooklyn apartment in the project. They can hear this verbal assault. But y'all know me. Those who know me, I'm going off. F this, F that. I'm pulling up receipts. I'm like, you're a lowlife. Nobody in here even respects you. And I went off. I was like, nobody even respects you. You always got some problem. When's the next time you're going to call your brother to come get you, huh? Oh, you drink Hennessy now because we in town. So because my ex-husband buying, now you drink Hennessy. Now you need a Magnum bottle of Hennessy. You know you an E&J type of dude. Stop. I'm going off. Go outside. Get away from me. And then the brother-in-law comes and says, yo, Shari, chill. No, fool. Don't come over here telling me, Shari, chill. Because when he was talking about my marital affairs, it wasn't no, he got to chill. So why I got to chill? So I'm going to talk about the fact that he's illegitimate. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the fact that his father at the time of conception was married to somebody else. I'm airing it out. Because let me tell you why I'm going to air it out, Gina. Every single freaking time my ex-husband thinks he's not getting his way, he will make fun of the fact that my father and I have never met. My biological father and I have never met. Oh, you're trying to cause a bad relationship between my family and the children because your father don't love you, your father don't want you, and all that. So, but hold up, y'all got dirty secrets too. Y'all got dirty secrets too. Let's talk about the VD that married couples in your family are passing to each other. Huh? Can we talk about that piece? Let's talk about that. Like, let's touch on your uncle beating the brakes off his baby mother, or the fact that he screams at your elderly, sickly grandmother and has this woman scared for her life in front of her coworkers in her own home. Let's talk about the fact that your parents are still renting, have never owned a home, still renting. Let's talk about the fact that your dad calls your mom a cocksucker in front of people. So you know what? Yeah, I do ration the way my kids have contact with my father-in-law. I absolutely do. But there's a reason. There's a reason. Let's talk about the fact that my father-in-law told my kids, oh, don't listen to what your mother says. No matter what she says, your father never touched her. My kids didn't know about the domestic violence. Like, they knew, like, they had, like, probably, because, you know, kids always know more than what you think they know. But I didn't sit them down and say, hey, this happened. Well, at that point, I had to tell them. And then I get accused of brainwashing them. So my point is to sit there and watch Major Hype unravel. And I just feel so deceived that as a woman who was verbally, physically, sexually, emotionally abused, to see sitting there laughing at you for years. I'm laughing at this comedian thinking he was funny. A long time. Major been making his videos for a while, you know, and you're doing it with these Caribbean-based fictitious characters, and then you turn it around, go home, and then beating up a female. Like, that's not cool. So anyway, back to the story. So he's going off. The uncle's going off on me. And then finally, my ex-husband tells me to get out. He calls the children, all three of them. Mind you, I just left my uncle's house. I had been drinking. I had no business driving through Brooklyn at that. Okay? He calls the children, has the children in front of his whole family pick through the dirty clothes to pull all their clothes out for the past 2 days that we've been staying there, and puts the four of us out of the house at 1 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I don't have nowhere to go. My mother sold her place. My sister can't accommodate me. It's Thanksgiving. I don't have nowhere to go. I got 3 kids, a suitcase. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's attacking me. The uncle is attacking me. And then my ex-husband puts me out of they're like, come on, Uncle Darnell, come on, Uncle Darnell. And he goes, they take him on the balcony after he has completely accosted me, humiliated me, disrespected me, and tried to put my business on Front Street. Goes out on the balcony to have a cigarette, and then proceeds to kick me out. And then me and the kids, me and the 3 children at 1 o'clock in the morning, going out the door, Thanksgiving Day, slammed the door so hard on our heels that the back wheel of my suitcase got caught. But if you let him tell it, she's sleeping around, she's lying, she's cheating, she's doing all these different types of things. I'm doing all those stuff there. This man almost killed me. Like, I had petechia in the eyes, strangulation marks around the neck, lacerations on both sides of my tongue from when my tongue was stuck between my teeth from him grabbing my mouth and holding it shut when I was trying to scream for help. I was on a balcony in my underwear, screaming for help. I couldn't run out. My kids were there. And I'm banging on the wall next door to try to get help, forgetting that the next door neighbor had just moved out like 2 days prior. Why do you think he got to pay me so much child support? It's reparations. He asked me not to press charges. So he's paying me lots of money every month to keep quiet. That's hush money. Giving me the VA loan for this house, that's hush money. Co-sign on that truck, hush money. Co-sign on my student loans, hush money. Reparations. I know I did wrong, but rather than be a man, get help, apologize, and actually never do it again, he denies it ever happened. avoids the conversation completely, and verbally attacks me whenever he has a chance. And because unfortunately so many women lie and keep the children away from the father, guess what? When a man says, she keeping my kids from me, you believe it. You believe it. But as a Caribbean person, we don't do that. Like, I don't even, like, child support, what's that? The men in my family just take care of their kids. My grandfather has 9 kids. Both of my grandfathers. My stepdad's dad has 9 kids. And my grandfather, my mother's side, has 9 kids. And they had 9 kids with their wives, and we just take care of our kids. My uncles, they just take care of you just take care of your kids. There's no child support. 7 years you wasn't on child support. He just got put on child support this year. And was screaming and kicking the whole way through. But you on your 3rd Cadillac. And when I ask for help, he tells me to get on food stamps. So my point of all of this, peoples, is we really have to shine a light on these men beating up women and then lying about it. And then like pretending like it doesn't happen. And, you know, the marriage is over. Women get accused of being angry and bitter after a relationship ends, right? All the time. Oh, she don't want me to see my kids because she want to be back together with me. But you're the one that's calling here cursing me out. I don't call you. I don't talk to you. Anytime I call you is for your kids. Hey, the kids are having an award ceremony. It's virtual. Do you want to go? Hey, the kids are on an honor roll. Here's their grade book. Hey, Troy graduated. I send him all this. He never asked me for pictures of the children. He didn't ask me for any. And then when I get them on the honor roll, not a, you know, good job. Nothing for Mother's Day. Nothing. And then calls me, just like Major Hype, calls me and call me a whore, calls me a bitch. All of that. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm taking these guys to the doctor, I'm keeping all the bills in here paid, and I don't want to parade. I'm supposed to do that. I'm their mother. But I didn't sign up to do it by myself. And if you're not going to be there like physically, shut your mouth. So like give me space. Give me some room. Like don't do that. It really is disgusting. It really is disgusting. And they're really quick to sit there and say what you've done, but pay zero attention to the fact that you even saying those nasty things to me in earshot of the children is abusive. Like part of being a bad parent and being a bad father is ill-treating the person that is taking care of them. Because now Troy doesn't call him. And Trent tolerates his dad. Trent tolerates him. Trent is like, oh, hey. Every time my kids ask for something, it's like, did your mom put you up to ask me for this? And they like, you know what? Forget it. It's sad. It really, really is sad. It really, really is. It really is terrible. You know, like I said, we people, we got to do better. We got to protect our women, be good to your daughters. And part of being good to your daughters is being good to your sons. And handle these boys properly and don't let them grow up to be these men that do these screwed up things to these females. You know, we have to govern ourselves as a society, especially people of color, men of color. We need to check each other, because if I say, oh, this man did this, you know, I'm man bashing, right? I'm tearing down the black man. So black men, when you see black men doing the wrong thing, correct them. And black women, when y'all see black women doing the wrong thing, correct them. That's the only way this is gonna work. We need to correct ourselves, because my thing is, at the end of the day, if somebody, God forbid, tries to treat Trinity the way my father-in-law treats his wife and the way my ex-husband treats me, they're gonna be the first ones ready to run up. Yeah. I'm not understanding. I'm somebody. You're somebody. You know? Yeah. We got to do better, people. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, Major Hype. Yo, you cancel, bruh. That narcissistic stuff is whack. We got to do better. Let's take care of ourselves and normalize talking about abuse, because it's happening and it needs to stop, especially now in this pandemic. People are in their houses way too much. They're getting on each other's nerves. you know, and people are physically abused, mentally abused, and it goes both ways. Some of y'all females be really disrespecting these men, daring them to hit you, and the second they hit you, you want to call the cops. Don't do that. If the person's get on your nerves that bad, leave. Recycle some cans, toot a kid on a weekend, stack your coins, and move out. Because there ain't nothing in this world worth your peace. I'm telling y'all. You know, I was in a very unhappy marriage for a long time, and I paid a lot of money to get out of it. And I wouldn't give up this peace that I have for the world. So, like I said, people, do better. You know what I'm saying? Respect yourself, respect one another, and let's get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations. Turn these scars into stars, and I'm gonna get with y'all later. Peace, peace.